everyone, it's Zakes and welcome to today's character appraisal, which will be on Tina Sprout from Black Bullet. But before I start, let me state that I will now establish a new simpler format for my videos, which will involve some of my likes, dislikes, and an overall assessment, culminating in a letter grade based on the character themselves and how they are utilized both in the story and by my own interpretation. So let's get right into it with the Young Owl Initiator. She is completely and totally adorable. She is a character who can capture you with how cute she can be, and if you're an old lady, she also has expressions that make you just want to pinch her cheeks. And I kinda like the fact that they did not try too hard to pervert this 10-year-old girl like they do in most anime. Come on guys, it's not what you think. You people are twisted. Perverts. Anyway, let's not dwell on details. On to the next point. Her age and actions correlate in a "I was taught to be an assassin since I was born" kind of way, as we see her trained as a deadly assassin in terms of the world trying to exploit her, and yet her age proves her inexperience and naivety with the concept of killing and her innate understanding that it is bad. Her hesitation to kill those she is directly ordered to is further proof of her innocence, as she shows that the cursed children are human and children before they are weapons. Her somewhat split personality, as we can call it, the night and day versions, brings in a very interesting quirk to the character, where we see her totally adorable and cute during the day as she is always sleepy, while at night she becomes more serious and her demeanor becomes concentrated. And hey, it's pretty believable too. It's not one of those hit me on the head and I conveniently change my character to best suit the situation kind of transformations. It is a simple and explainable change and not too drastic either. This culminates into a very funny scene where we see the day version of Tina getting a very comical reaction from the main character Rentaro after he tries to explain her change in personalities.
Tina?
And that is something, considering he usually puts on a very stoic, blushing, and controlled front most of the time, and the humble, innocent look on her face at that moment is just classic. And though it's part of the life I would find as tough for her, her sniping skills and the fact that she's a Shenfield's mechanized soldier, as well as being a decent hand-to-hand combatant, just gives her some of the best and most unique powers and abilities in the anime, deserving of the rank 98 she held. Another good thing, or it could be bad when you look at it another way, her trauma from being trained and having her body modified does not seem apparent, and she is all cheerful and no bloodlust in sight, which is quite refreshing. When it comes to my dislikes, I was a bit bummed that she faded into the background and simply falls into line after her arc, though it's understandable considering the 13-episode squeeze, and the fact that she even had 4 episodes where she was highlighted was great. It's a problem of the overall anime and affects other characters as well, who seem to be stuffed into such a small time frame that you would wonder how we're expected to know them in such a short time period. And thus, I can forgive Tina on this part, though it did affect her grade. Also, as the series progresses, her role dwindles and she becomes part of Rentaro's little girl harem collection, as Sumire Moroto would put it, though glimpses of her are always pleasant. They leave me dissatisfied that I should have seen more of her, and it just affected me a lot. Overall, Tina is a character packed full of life and complexity, but suffers from the time constraint I mentioned before and is so promising that when she was downgraded it was very disappointing and left me wondering what I needed to see all those new characters for when there was so much more Tina that could be taking up my screen. Or maybe I'm just a bit of a fanboy. She had her own character arc, allowing insight into the other side of the tracks that the cursed children may fall into, where adults wish to exploit them for personal and military gain, investing a lot of time and money into raising these young girls as killing machines, which are not too dependable if you look at it closely, as they are people who have not yet really seen much of the world, and can still be swayed this way and that quite easily. There is also the fact that Tina becomes Tendo Kisara's initiator, which leaves a very big question as to how she will be affected by the dark path that her promoter has chosen to follow, which left me wanting to see more of Tina and her future. Hopefully it will be revealed if there is ever a second season. Now, based on all of this, I will give her the letter grade of C+, due to the fact that she is an awesome character whom we can all fall in love with very quickly and has so much story potential. However, we don't get too much more in depth about her and we are left yearning to see more of her, as if we just got a dazzle of fireworks and they fizzled out way too quickly. I only hope that in future she will have a greater role and we see a few more highlights about her and her development like we see with Enju. And that's all for today, people. What do you think of Tina? If you have any points to add or discuss, let's do them in the comment section. And please, let's be civil. Until next time, I am Zakes, and take care.